This is part of a project which is about to start with GRDC, where there'll be a big emphasis put on breeding resistance into Australian wheat varieties to these nematodes. That's resistance to both Pratylenchus thornii and Pratylenchus neglectus. In the work you see here, this is some work that Jason Sheedy has commenced. We will be, or we are now, crossing resistance for Pratylenchus thornii into several of the most important commercial wheats grown in Australia. Some of these already have tolerance to nematodes, so they grow very well under nematode attack, but they still leave a lot of nematodes behind in the soil to attack the next crop. If we can get the true resistance into them, then we'll go a long way to controlling the problem. We have here sources of resistance. Some years ago we found in the very intolerant variety Gacha, an older variety, that about one plant in every 3,000 grew quite well, and when we screened these we found some of these had a high level of resistance. And we're using these now in a background, a Jan's background, so that they're in quite a good, well-adapted background for crossing with these commercial wheats. We feel if we get the support to do this work, we can be really successful in overcoming these problems with nematodes. Some of the other sources of resistance we have come from the Middle East. That's the home of wheat, of course, and it's also possibly the home of these nematodes. We think they've been introduced to Australia, and we think now by bringing in some of the resistant landrace wheats from the Middle East, we can play catch up and get good resistance to both nematode species into the wheats that we grow.